In the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, during the Dawnguard DLC, you will encounter arguably one of the best characters in the game, a vampire princess named Serana. Serana has a rich backstory that began thousands of years before the events of Skyrim. In the late Second Era, Serana was born as the daughter of Lord Harkon and his wife Valerica, who ruled over a vast kingdom in northwestern Skyrim. Serana lived a lonely and isolated childhood within a castle on an island along the coast of Skyrim, known as Castle Volkihar. Over the years, the castle felt more like a prison to Serana, and she yearned for the freedom to explore beyond the confines of her home. While Serana's father, Lord Harkon, took little interest in parenting, prioritizing the affairs of his kingdom, Serana found solace in the company of her mother, Valerica. During their time together, her mother taught her the different schools of magic, including destruction, conjuration, necromancy, as well as sharing her knowledge of alchemy, which would create a long-lasting bond between the two. In their spare time, they would raise plants together, creating a beautiful garden in an otherwise dreary castle.
Mother, what do you think makes a plant truly thrive?
Well, my dear, every plant, like every person, has unique needs and desires. Understanding those needs is the key to nurturing life.
And what about this one? How do you know what it needs?
You see, my love, it's all about balance. Just as in life, too much or too little of anything can be harmful. These plants, like relationships, require care, attention, and a delicate touch.
You always seem to have the right answer, Mother. How do you do it?
Experience, my dear. When you live to be as old as I am, life has a way of teaching us its own wisdom, and with each passing season, we learn and grow together.
I'm grateful for these moments, Mother, for the garden, and for you.
As am I, my sweet Serana. Now clean yourself off. You've got dirt all over your face.
But as the years passed, a growing rift between her parents would become the family's undoing. As time went on and the family grew older, Lord Harkon began to fear his own death, for even kings were not above mortality. His lust for eternal power motivated his quest to find a way to cheat death. This obsession would drive him to the Daedric Prince of Domination, Molag Bal, who offered Harkon what he desired. The promise of immortality beckoned him, wrapped in the prospect of becoming a pure-blooded vampire. Yet, as with all gifts bestowed by Daedric princes, the gift came with a price. In his thirst for power, Harkon chose not only to sacrifice the lives of his citizens, but even more chillingly, offering up his wife and daughter to the Daedric Prince. Tragically, Molag Bal would force himself upon the two as part of the ritual, and this nightmarish situation orchestrated by her own father ultimately left Serana severely traumatized. Most women did not survive through the ritual, but by some miracle, Serana and her mother survived, granting them not only a second chance at life, but also transforming them into pure-blooded vampires known as Daughters of Cold Harbor. While Valerica saw their participation as an honor, Serana suffered severe emotional scars from the ritual that would continue to haunt her throughout her life. The family would continue to rule over their kingdom for centuries from the safety of their ancient castle. Harkon, now a pure-blooded vampire, would bestow his gift upon more and more people, growing his court in numbers over the years, with each recipient becoming a new member of the Volkihar clan. Over the years, after being granted his wish of immortality, Harkon would develop a new obsession, and that was to eliminate his one weakness as a vampire, and that was the sun. After centuries of living with vampirism, he discovered an ancient prophecy known as the Tyranny of the Sun, foretelling eternal darkness if fulfilled. The Tyranny of the Sun was written by a snow elf vampire named Archcurate Verther in the First Era, and it stated that if this prophecy was completed, the sun would be blocked out, allowing vampires to roam freely among humans. This concept fascinated Harkon, and he became obsessed with seeing it through. There were 5 things Harkon needed to enact the prophecy. These included Ariel's bow, the Elder Scrolls blood, sun, and dragon, as well as the blood of a daughter of Cold Harbor. The more obsessed Harkon became with this prophecy, the more his wife began to despise him. Valerica saw only danger within the prospect of an eternal night. as she believed it would draw attention to the vampires, resulting in them being hunted to the point of extinction. This division in the family would become so intense that Harkon was willing to sacrifice Valerica in order to achieve his ambitions, viewing family as little more than a means to satiate his lust for power. Serana, caught in the middle of this family quarrel, felt lonelier than ever. Despite being distant from her father, she was never against him, as family was one of the only things she held dear in her life of isolation. Then, one night, in a desperate attempt to thwart Harkon, Valerica fled Castle Volkihar with Serana and 2 Elder Scrolls essential to the prophecy's fulfillment. To ensure her safety, Valerica would place both Serana and one of the Elder Scrolls inside a tomb within Dim Hollow Crypt. Before leaving, Valerica would cast a spell on Serana that would plunge her into an indefinite slumber.
Mother, what's happening? Why have we left the castle? And why have you brought me to this decrepit old cave?
Serana, my love, there are things I must keep hidden from your father. It's for your safety and the safety of all vampires.
But why are we hiding? Why can't we just face Father and sort this out together as a family?
There are forces at play. Forces darker and more unpredictable than your father's wrath. I need to protect you, and for that, we must take measures that might seem unusual.
Mother, please, I need to understand. Why have you given me one of Father's Elder Scrolls? And why do I have to get into that coffin?
Serana, trust me. The answers lie in the shadows of the future, and the less you know for now, the safer you'll be. All will become clear in time, but I promise, everything is going to be all right.
All right, Mother. I trust you. But I don't like not knowing.
Sometimes, my dear, ignorance is a shield. Now close your eyes. Sleep, my child. When you awaken, you'll be safe from your father.
Valerica would then take the other Elder Scroll and escape to the Soul Cairn, a realm of oblivion inhabited by those unfortunate enough to have their souls trapped. Harkon's lack of knowledge of the whereabouts of his wife and daughter compromised his plans, and the tyranny of the sun remained unfulfilled. For millennia, Serana slumbered within Dim Hollow Crypt until the 201st year of the Fourth Era, when members of the Volkihar clan, seeking to fulfill the prophecy, had ultimately discovered her resting place. Their quest was cut short as the Dragonborn would defeat them before they could unseal Serana's tomb. When the fighting ceased, the Dragonborn would open the tomb, unaware of what was hidden inside. Serana would be awoken thousands of years after she was hidden away by her mother, which would mark the beginning of her story in Skyrim.
Who sent you here?